I would say time box it yourself. Get an accountability partner. Write everything down that you're looking for and ensure that during that period you're focused on the chart. And once that period is done, if it means deleting the apps from your phone, do it and go about your day.
Hi, Hugo. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. You? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good as well. Thank you very much. So we're here because we're celebrating you hitting your first target on the $15,000 account on the new Fund Traded program. How was
Yeah.
that?
Well, it was good. It had its ups and downs. It took me a month to do it because I trade one pair, so that pair had its ups and downs, and if you
I
had
see.
downs, I go with the ups and downs. So, but it
Okay.
was good. It was a nice whole journey.
Journey.
So, yeah, I
Why don't you
appreciate it.
tell us a little bit about your own journey as a trader? How long ago have you started? How was the process? What's the story?
I heard about trading for the first time, digital trading for the first time in 2020. Um, my dad previously worked in the bank in investment banking, so I knew he did that, but that
Mm,
was in the 90s, so that had nothing to do with anything.
yeah.
But I heard about digital trading in 2020
Mm-hmm.
with a network marketing company.
I see.
Um, yeah, I joined the network marketing company and found out it was more marketing than actual trading. Yeah, that's a lot of people, of course, know the company I'm talking about. But luckily for me, I would say there I was in a group
Mm.
with some that actually traded. I don't know their stats. I don't know how profitable they were, but they actually hosted trading calls and we came on and everything. So from that path I've heard about binary options
Mm.
company as well because I think they felt that a lot of people were losing in Forex trading. Let them bring a new thing, binary options, and they called it money in minutes and everything, and they sold it, they marketed it, got a lot of people into it. I joined. Um, I started trading binary options. I became profitable with binary options. I
Mm-hmm.
took $800 to the first level I took it to was 11,000. And it took me like 4 months of consistency, proper risk management. And then I tried to withdraw the money and
Mm.
hassle. It took me like 5 months to withdraw my 11 grand.
Wow.
And I started to understand that binary options, there was a lot of scam brokers with it. What
Was
really
that
then happened,
your personal funds?
my personal
Your
funds,
personal funds. I
personal
see.
funds. So I managed to withdraw 10,000 from it
Mm-hmm.
to the thousand because with binary you could do a lot of craziness. So I did some craziness to be honest, but I took the 1,000 to 200,000.
Mm-hmm.
The next, I come on one day trying to log into my account and my account disappears.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so the broker had just gone. So that
Mm.
was when I gave up on binary options. And I was like, I need to really focus in on prop firms. Um, I joined the first prop firm, which is that was at that point that was in 2021, around ending of 2021. I didn't fund a live account again. I just went straight into prop firms.
Mm-hmm. I
Uh,
see. That's good, actually.
I w now I see now I have had some time in the game. I wouldn't advise people straight like that because it wasn't like an actual prop firm. It was a scam prop firm.
All right,
So
that's fine.
the concept of trading was different. It was that time you needed to make the 10% in 30 days, right? So
Mm.
you have to make it in 30 days, the 5% you have to make it in 60
60
days. So
days.
I spent a lot of money trying to pass.
I see.
And through that journey, I eventually passed. I
Mm-hmm.
got paid out. I got paid out a big amount of money. like 2 months in a row. And then my third month into that prop firm, they owed me a payout of around $45,000, and the firm went under. Now, the issue with that was I had silly of me because I was young. I started seeing that amount of money coming in. I had gone to spend the money before I got the money.
Ah, I see.
I had no financial literacy at all. So I was like, you know what? I want to invest in crypto. At that time, crypto was starting to boom as well. So I want to invest in crypto. So I took a loan out because I was expecting this prop firm to pay me. And the crypto crashed, the prop firm crashed. I didn't get any money. So I went into a spiral. It took me a lot of time to work and grind and trust prop firms again. I came back into prop firms, got funded again. The company crashed, and then recently I got funded with this last company. They crashed. So I've been through the turmoil of
We're here to stay, promise. We're not going anywhere.
And then I did a research on you guys and I found out you guys have been around through all this process. I think what had not made me really interested with you guys at that time was you guys were only doing FX pairs.
Yeah,
And
correct.
I trade gold.
I see.
So yeah, so I was like, that firm is on one side. And so when you guys started this new platform and this whole new journey, I was like, oh, might as well give them a go.
Yeah.
And I hit the target for the thing and I got paid out. So I was very grateful for it.
That's good. That's good. The thing you mentioned a lot of like important thing, and I think that your journey is unfortunately very similar to a lot of traders, a lot of people. And unfortunately, nowadays we find ourselves to not convince people, but they need to do like the proper due diligence nowadays because of all the bad stories and all the bad things that happen to them, or they heard from different groups, forums, and where traders share their experiences. Which is a little bit sad because I can only talk from our side. We are in this business because we are traders. Like the founder of this company is first and foremost a trader. I'm a trader, and I was smiling when you mentioned gold because me as well. I only deal with gold when I trade, which nowadays I don't have much time for that because luckily for us, our number of traders is getting bigger and bigger on a daily basis. But when I do trade, I like looking at gold myself. That's why. So we can understand the struggle and all these things, like the idea of a trader getting funded is because he's taking out of the table the risk of losing his own capital, his personal savings and things like that, which should be, I don't want to say mandatory, but is never wise to use your own savings to trade, because trading is very volatile. So if there are companies, if there are providers that can sort out the issue of the lack of capital, and you need to risk technically only the money of a fee, and you decide how much it is, because nowadays but also, I don't want to only speak about me, but the funding provider in general have something for each and everyone at the end of the day. The second important thing is that this provider can be reliable, and it needs to be reliable clearly when it comes to the payout. But not only in that moment, you need to be a reliable provider, even if there is an issue with a specific trade. I don't know, you trade using your phone, for example, something happened, you lose connection because there is, I don't know, whatever the reason is, you need to be able to reach out to the team, to us, saying, close that trade because at this moment I don't have control on the situation. All these kind of multiple things. I think that it means that a firm can be reliable. You can rely on your funding provider. You can trust it. And I think that this nowadays is even more important than the capital. That technically was the
Yeah,
first thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%, 100%. I do. You said something very interesting because on this journey with you guys, there was another thing that I really appreciated was you guys' communication, your customer service, your response to messages and everything has been one of the quickest I've had since I started trading. So I appreciate that. So yeah, it's for everyone who's come into this trading industry. I think a lot of people come in for one reason, which is to make money and make money quick
Yeah,
because of marketing that goes hand in hand. Um, which is then one reason, again, I appreciate you guys because you guys have never really been one to focus on marketing like crazy.
no.
And a
Mm.
lot of people, a lot of companies that I have learned now through my journey is faster rise, faster fall, and that's how it's always been. You see these companies, they come up, they pay so much in marketing so that they can get as much as possible because they know they're not going to be here for the long term. So they offer craziness, and people come in with that mentality thinking that, oh, they would be here for a long term, and they just end up sad. So
Sure.
my life now is just to speak as honest as I can be to every single person on their journey, because there's very few honest people in this industry, and that's what my goal is on my journey now.
And unfortunately, I do have to agree with you. I have to agree. Yeah, we hear on a daily basis a lot of bad stories, and I'm glad you mentioned the fact about our support team, because I can assure you that all the members of our support team, they really treat traders in they can get anxiety for that. For example, if they message me something, they need an information from me or from someone from the management or different other teams, and we are not fast in our replies. They get anxious. They're like, "I have this trader. He's asking me this. Please reply." and
Yeah, I know. I definitely have annoyed your support team sometimes because I'm like, oh, are you guys going to do me like the previous company? Like, I've learned a lot, and I trust you
I
guys a
know.
bit more. Like I said, like it's if you do your research, if you actually understand where you're going into, I think it's a better process for you if you know if you do your research and do your due diligence. So I appreciate that.
Thank you, thank you, Ugo. But tell me something. At the moment, are you trading full time, or is it for you a second source of income? Full time.
Second,
As a
second, third,
second,
I would never.
rely
I
on
personally
just one.
never. Because no matter how much you make in one income stream, one income is too close to zero.
Mm,
And due to my journey, I have become very, very skeptical about going all in into one thing.
I see.
So
I
what
see.
I mean by that is like I think diversification is king, number
Mhm.
one. Number two, I think a lot of people need to understand that trading is a journey, right? Like if it took me 1 month to make 10% of $15,000 and then I get paid out 50% of that, I can't support myself with just that. Now, I there are very few people that trade full time, only trade. And anyone who tells you that they trade full time, I've been in this industry now for quite a while now. Anyone who says that all they do is trade, um, they mostly are lying.
Okay.
Because even institutional traders who trade on the bank floor,
Mm.
they are paid a salary as a
Yeah,
job.
yeah. That
Then the
is
traders
that's
they get
different.
yeah, they get a commission of their trades.
Yeah.
So they still have that security of a job. Um, prop firm traders who trade and they amassed a certain amount of capital, you can't just depend on that because like I have lost over $700,000 in funding. If they turn up tomorrow and it's gone, you've got nothing. So I think there's a step by step every trader should be able to take, which is Me personally, I think someone should every trader should have a job, whether it's trading related, marketing, sales, whatever. You should have something that is stable while trading. You should have an income stream that could, and the savings and potentially long-term investment where before you start risking yourself in trading, because as you said, trading is very volatile.
It
And
is.
yeah, you should help yourself out by creating income streams for yourself. That's why we're in this game.
I agree in to a certain level. I mean, it is true in the sense that, in my opinion, a big component of trading performance is the psychology. So if you are not approaching the market in a relaxed way, because, for example, you need to make X amount by the end of the month because, I don't know, for whatever reason, you need to provide, you need to, whatever reason, you need those money at the end of the month, and you approach the market in this sort of like needy way, is going to have an impact on your psychology that most of the time is not very successful, like is not going to turn out well. So you always need to approach the market in a way that you are almost an analyst, okay? You are looking at the chart, you are placing the trade. Is it going in your direction? Very good. Is it going against you? Fair enough. Losses are part of the game. You can't allow yourself to be affected. It's impossible to not be affected at all, but you can't allow yourself to be affected that much that is going to have an impact on your performances, because otherwise it's just going to be down the hill on when you
And
start.
the easiest way for that to happen is you're relaxed enough to know you have other income streams, right?
Yeah.
If we really think about it, like the guys who are at a certain level, they're trading but they're selling courses, right? They're trading but they've got mentorship programs. They're trading but they're in real estate. They're trading but they've got other businesses. So like rarely do you find, or they're trading but they've got a YouTube channel that makes income for them. So rarely do you find, like, we are in the financial markets, right? A financial person who wants to be very literate in finance understands that if you put all your eggs in this basket, like, it's going to mess with your psychology and mess with your journey if anything happens to that. So that's why I say, like, get a job firstly, understand long-term investing, trade, take your time in trading so that you don't get carried away by the losses, you don't get carried away by the wins either.
That's
And
good.
you know, when you have money coming in, then you can progress in other aspects of trading.
True, 100%. So tell me something. The diversification is king when it comes to that, but then you mentioned you only trade gold.
The diversification is king when it comes to your money, but when it comes to an aspect of what you do in that thing, then you should specialize. So you can't diversify yourself as a like a project manager and also a scrum master and also a data analyst. You're never gonna get a job. Like, but if you got a job in that aspect, you focus on being the best at that thing. But you should still also, get a real estate property, or that's what I mean. But when it comes to actually trading, beginner, a beginner, an intermediate, I think, become the master of one pair.
I see.
It, it took me a long time to do that because I could see the same thing play out in gold and in silver. Potentially the inverse of that play out in the US 30 or in GBP USD, and I'm itching to take all of them. And I understand that the more open you are to all these pairs, potential for you to lose more when it comes to trading. So I just stick to one. If I don't see anything that day, I don't trade. I have
That's
other things
good.
that's what I do.
That's really good. That's really, really good. It is actually something that we have tried to teach our students as well over the years, to just it is true that, for example, when it comes to Forex market, major and minor, you have like 27, 28 pairs to trade. But start looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, just a few pairs, because like that you can, you know, I don't want to say you can anticipate, because you can never anticipate something, but at least you learn, you know, the reaction to movements, and you can be there when something is happening. With
Yeah.
gold, that is more volatile than the major and cross currency pairs. It keeps you busy enough to just look at that. You
Yeah,
mentioned
that's
US
why.
30.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like we gold, there are times of consolidation, but I think most of the time with gold, for me, I am good because I'm not trying to get 100 pips. I do get
Exactly.
potential trades when I go 100 pips, but like I could get 20 pips in 5 minutes, and I
Yeah,
call it a day.
I
I'm
agree.
done. Like that's how. That's why I picked gold. But someone who's trading USD CHF, like
Mm,
you're going to, you can't, you
no,
might get 20 pips in one day,
yeah, if
right?
you're
So
lucky.
if you're lucky. So like I wouldn't say you should, if you're a beginner, you don't want to pick too volatile,
No,
but you don't want to pick something that does not move. Because
exactly.
then boredom keeps you trying to keep looking at other things. That's what I
Exactly.
was saying.
Can lead to over trading, because it's very easy to get into the thinking, I don't want to leave money on the table. Sometimes the best trade is the one you don't take, because it's saving you, money, saving you from losing. Ugo, tell us a little bit more about your strategy. So swing, intraday, a mix,
Intraday and scalp.
intraday
Um,
and stuff.
for me, it's because I have tried I have tried all time frames,
Mm-hmm.
right? To then focus in and harness gold for me, I decided to intraday.
Mm-hmm.
But I have limited myself now to a time box period. And the reason why I did that, because with Audacity you can't trade news. So I used to trade gold in the New York session.
Mm-hmm.
But this year there's been almost every day there's a news, and I can't be waiting for that to happen. So I time boxed myself from 9 a.m. UK time to 12 p.m. UK time. I'm looking for a trade during that period. And I'm trying to get 10, 20, 30 pips, and I call it a day. Now, in terms of how I look for this trades, that there's so many aspects of my strategy, but basically, I know that gold respects premium and discount prices a lot,
Okay.
but cheap ones. So it does not go to 61.8 and bounce. No, it's probably going to go to 78 or 86. And then from that point, I don't need to ride from 86 all the way back up to the resistance. No, I'm not trying to get too much. I want to be in,
And
I
out
want to
again.
be out, and I want to go out by my day. I have found that's what works best for me,
Mm-hmm.
because I noticed with my type of person, the more I'm in the markets, the stupider decisions I make. That's me. So I could and I try to sort of rationalize it
Mm-hmm.
in my head. I'm like, oh, listen, there is a high, low here. Let me get an entry here. And
Yeah.
when it works perfectly and I get big moves. But when it doesn't work, then I'm risking up to 3% on one trade out meant to be out after 1% loss.
Mm.
I time box myself, take those trades, and I'm gone. If I don't see anything, that's fine. Today, I knew what gold was potentially gonna do, right? But it didn't happen between 9 and 12.
I
It
see.
literally happened from 12:30, and gold went 70 pips in the direction I knew it was going to go. And I could be upset about that, but I was like, I laughed, and that was it. I move on. That's how I trade personally.
That's good. That's actually very good. And it seems that you have very clear set of rules, in the sense that you know what you want from the market, and you go, you take it, you walk away, you continue with your life and the rest. It's actually really good. And I really hope that with this interview, a lot of people can get an inspiration from it, because it's really important.
Thinking
Sometimes
as
over trading is very dangerous.
hard. It's hard. I think it's a lot of people who learn to trade on their phone, especially because people get into trading first from taking signals,
Mm,
and you have to use your phone to take the signals.
yeah,
So you're always constantly on the phone, and if you've lost, you're more emotional to go take the trade from your phone. But if people suffer with over trading, I would say time box it yourself.
mm,
Time box yourself, get an accountability partner, and write everything down that you're looking for, and ensure that during that period you're focused on the chart. And once that period is done, if it means deleting the apps from your phone, if it
do
means
it.
closing the laptop, do it and go about your day. And that's what I found for me has helped me.
That's good. That's good. Would you say, Ugo, that at this moment in time, you feel yourself, you found your consistency as approach into the trading?
Yes. Yeah,
That's good.
I think for now I am at the point whereby I want to create a track record for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can fully understand that this is where my position is.
Okay.
Then I can start to say, okay, let me take this strategy
Mm,
and diversify into something else that could potentially work with this strategy. Because
mm,
now I've focused on gold, I think that you don't just trade one pair for the rest of your life, but
yeah.
once you understand that pair and grow into that pair fully, then you can diversify that strategy into another pair. So that's where I am currently. I'm focused and I'm just stuck with that, and I want to go with that. That's how I think works for me. So yeah.
You mentioned some levels, so you use Fibonacci as well.
Yeah, I use the Fibonacci levels. Yeah.
That's good.
Um, yeah, I add simple. I'm going to break it down. A lot of people, I hope this helps people get value, right? You don't have
Please,
a chart,
yeah.
so I can't really use the chart, but I'll explain it. So basically, gold is a very interesting pair because gold gold has been alive since the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm.
Why the reason I love gold is a few reasons. Number one, gold has been alive since the beginning of time. You understand gold is forever bullish. What this means is since the beginning of time, since if you look at the charts, you could trace it back to 1971 on TradingView, and it's just been going up, right? There will be periods of bearishness, but you understand that it most likely continue to go up. Now that you have that in your head, you then understand what's the other pair that you're trading against, which is the US dollar. For me, the US dollar is going to significantly affect what gold does on that day. So you learn how to analyze the DXY, know where the DXY potentially is going. It could help you give you the bias of where gold potentially go. Now, once I get that understanding, I'm looking at reaction points,
Mm-hmm.
right? And a lot of people call it different things. Um, it, engulfing candles, institutional candles, fair value gaps, imbalances, all this good stuff that is out there online now. But I am not going to look for a 1 to 10 or a 1 to 5.
Mm.
Sometimes I don't even go up to 1 to 2. I am looking at go to react
To that
and
specific
then
level.
to that level and take it for a good amount of zone of pips, and I cut it off. So I would have a higher win rate, but my lower risk to reward.
I see. I see. I see.
Because I had to go off the whole, and a lot of people trade with ego, whereby I took a trade, I went 1 to 10. Who
Mm.
cares? No one cares at the end of the day. You're in here to make money. So if I'm trying to hold a trade from this reaction point all the way for 200 pips, then I have stand more chances of losing. So I take that reaction zone and I take it to a certain amount and I'm good, and I take it out. And I come back the next day and I look for another reaction point based on my bias for the day. That's what I do.
That's good. Seems like fair enough to me. Seems like similar to what I do myself. So I can't say much more. I'm joking. No, it seems it's working for you. And you know, regardless of something that is working or is not working, it seems that you are confident in that, which means that you found your own way, your own approach to the market. Because nowadays, I think that we misuse the word strategy. I always tell the students, every trader that I manage to speak with, it's not a strategy, it's an approach to the market. Strategy is coming from that. But in the strategy, when you talk about a strategy, you can't forget the psychological part, the risk side of that. So the way you feel while you are in a trading position, like that is something that needs to be accountable, definitely. All right, Ugo, overall, how was your experience with us so far? Was that the first account you had with us?
Yes.
That's very
Actually,
good.
Izida is the first, or I had one like 4 years ago. I don't
All
remember.
right. All right.
I think you guys were doing the monthly
Oh
payments at that.
yes, back
Yeah.
then,
So
yes.
like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was in the mentality of 10% a month. So I'm like, I can't keep paying this monthly fees and I stopped. So I didn't blow the account, I just cancelled it. So but this is my first full account with you guys. So yeah.
So far, so good.
I think I've learned a lot with you guys. I've learned on the journey with you guys and I appreciate it a lot. Your I would say this forever, like your customer service was on point with me. So I appreciate that as well. So yeah.
Thank you, much appreciated, and I'm sure they will appreciate that as well. That's good. It's always good when someone recognize the hard work and the dedication that different people involved in this business are using to deal with our traders. So I wanted to thank you very much for this interview, because I really think that is going to be helpful for new traders, for traders that are already in the business but are still struggling to, you know, find their way around the market and around the industry. Because as we mentioned before, nowadays it can be a little bit tricky at times. So thank you very much again. And I look forward to speak with you again once you are getting into a slightly higher account size, okay?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Hugo. Bye.